In this video, I'm going to be taking Incredibox Sprunki Retake and turning it into PHONK. Let the challenge begin.
Yes, sir.
Starting off with Phase 1. Sprunki Retake recreates the already popular Sprunki mod, bringing another style and musical experience. So here's how I'm going to approach this challenge. I got all the stems from the mod and laid it out in Ableton. From there, I will find the best sound and create the track around it. So I'll start off with Mr. Sun's piano loop. I like his sound a lot, but I want more flexibility with dealing with this sound. So I'm going to interpolate it and make a slight adjustment to the chords. Now I'm going to take Gray's bass line and chop a section of it and turn it into a one-shot sample. From there, I'll create a simple bass line. Then layer it with an 808. Now I'm going to add this spooky lead that I made. And here's the intro so far. The idea is there, but the lead sounds very dry. So what I'm going to do is take a delay and a reverb effect, group them together in an audio effect rack, create a dry signal, and then add a compressor at the end of the signal chain. From there, I'll sidechain the wet signal to the lead itself. So every time the lead plays, the effect ducks, and when the lead stops playing, it releases the effect. Sounds much better and cleaner. Now for the drop, I'm going to copy the piano part and start off with a bass line descending down. I'll repeat this bass line across the track a couple of times. Now I'll create a funky lead similar to something you would hear in Undertale. And then I'm going to add Tuner's whistle to the drop. I'll use Oran's kick to create a simple 4x4 downbeat, Vineria's shaker, BeatZ bucket loop, and OWAC cymbal. And here's the beat so far. The track still sounds like it's missing something that makes you want to dance. Oh yeah! Brazil! So I got this vocal loop from my Sprunki production suite, and this, and this, some Brazil ad-libs, and we can't forget that producer tag.
Subscribe to BeatZ,
which you should. Then I glued it all together with that drop. And here is Sprunki Retake Phase 1 PHONK. All the sounds you hear from this track come from the Incredibox Sprunki production suite. There are 20 complete sample packs with sounds inspired by the 20 characters in the Sprunki universe, covering sounds from Derple's funk melodies, Mr. Tree's house melodies, Simon's synth melodies, and much more. If you want to make Sprunki Funk or any of your favorite Sprunki songs, for a limited time only, scan the QR code or click the link in the descriptions, Dogeda.store, and grab yours today. Now we are in Phase 2, and Mr. Black has corrupted the Sprunki town. As we can see, oh my, Vineria, bro, you okay? You're freaking gray out right now. I decided to start with using Mr. Fun computer sound. Oh my god, bro's having an existential crisis right now. I'm also going to increase the BPM to 130. I put chords around the vocal to see what I can work with when adding melodies and bass lines. The chord progression when listening to it sounds really weird, especially when you hear that G major chord immediately go to a C minor chord. So to resolve this, I'm going to add a parallel chord from that C minor to C major. I'll use this Galactico synth and create a melody. The melody sounded a bit bland, so what I'm going to do is go to the controls of the plugin and adjust the pitch modulation, which will give this sample a subtle pitch bend effect. Oh yeah, I'm getting that Funk of Galactico vibes here. So I'm going to take this lead and run it through a plugin called EFX Fragments. This plugin creates some really cool ambient sound effects. I'll select a preset and woo, that sounds really good. I'll then add an auto filter plugin using a low pass and automating it to create this filter effect. Here's the intro so far. Now I'm going to copy the melody from the drop and make some adjustments to the melody to fit in the C Phrygian mode. Now I'll design a bass sound in Serum. I'll take two oscillators and set them to square waves. Set one 2 octaves below and set the other the same, but I'll increase the semitones to 7. I'll then add an envelope automating the filter, add some effects like phaser, delay, compression, and some drop, and I'll put down a really aggressive bass line. Then I'll stack the layers, stack the layers, stack the layers. Now I'll take Gray's bass and create a sub bass out of it. And I'll add another one. Then I glued the tracks together with a decapitator, which is a plugin that gives your track a lot of drop. I'll then add orchestral strings along with the synth melody and epic choirs. Now I'll add that funk drum beat using Orin's kick, use Clucker's cymbals, and Mr. Black's sound effects. Glue it all together with that, and here's Sprunki Retake Phase 2 Funk. In Phase 3, Sprunki Town has only gotten worse. Like, just look at Jevin. Bro got possessed so bad and oh my. But hey, he got a cool voice, so I'll start the track with his voice. I then layered it with another choir sound from Nexus and played Jevin's chords an octave higher, so these two tracks blend together very well. Now I will take Gray's bass line, play along with Jevin's voice. I'll then add a Reese bass and a sub bass. I'll then add a cowbell and put a bit of delay to create that echo effect. Then I'll take a portion of Sky's melody to make it a transition before the drop hits. Here's the intro so far. I'll then add this power synth playing the chords. I have this bass playing a descending bass line. And don't ever forget that sub bass. I'll then take Mr. Sun's piano to play in the background. Then I'll add this crazy lead melody. Kinda sounds like that Glory Funk song. I'll then take Orin's kick and put down a funk drum beat and reverse the kick. Now I'll add Pinky's voice playing these chords. And you always gotta add those Brazilian ad-loops. Put an ozone on the master bus for mastering. Here is Sprunki Retake Phase 3 Funk. All the sounds you hear from these tracks come from the Incredibox Sprunki production suite. Again, if you want to make Sprunki funk beats like the tracks you hear in this video, go to the link in the descriptions, Dogeda.store, and grab yours today. And while you're at it, here's another funk video you don't want to miss.